Napoleon had access to the shipyards of France, Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, Italy, and Denmark. Why couldn't he massively outbuild the Royal Navy in an attrition war? That was the plan, actually. French Imperial Navy. The French knew their crews were no match for British. Britain invested heavily into having the best crews manning fine ships, and France couldn't afford to have the most powerful army in Europe and the most powerful navy in Europe on top of that. They did compensate somewhat by building larger ships, however. French men-o'-war typically mounted about 10 to 20% more guns than their British counterparts. But British rate of fire and accurate gun laying negated whatever advantage in firepower the French could potentially secure. Napoleon knew all of this and calculated he could still outbuild Britain. It doesn't look that way on the map, but France is about 5 times larger than England, without Scotland, Wales, or Ireland. France was substantially wealthier, and the calculation was France could afford to build, equip, and supply 150 large ships of the line and still maintain an edge in land warfare. Britain couldn't afford more than 99 ships of the same size class. Napoleon's plan to defeat Britain was simple. Have a fleet sufficiently larger than the British to defeat them on the high seas that way. It didn't work because large war fleets take a substantial amount of time to construct, and various defeats and setbacks pushed the date back constantly until it was too late. It's a sound plan, though. It doesn't matter if Britain can hope for one of their ships to defeat 2 French ships most of the time, if France can build 3 ships for each British vessel. Captures make things a bit more complicated, of course, but the basic logic is sound.